Hello everyone, so I'm here with my Miyu and I made her a dress. It still needs pockets and I made her some tights and she fits into MSD shoes, which was a surprise. I had to push a bit, but it fits. And I had a wig that fits very nice and it falls very beautifully and it's very easy to style. And it's just very natural, and it's actually size too small, but she has Velcro on her head, so it sticks better, so it stays on. There's just, the cap is showing, so that's why she's now wearing a little tail. But yeah, I hope, it's just that when the tail's out, it falls back to the other side. But well, there are 3 other wigs on the way. And but I'm very happy that she already has one that I truly love, despite the flaw. And she's also wearing some 14mm eyes with way too big irises for 14mm dolls. But in her, it looks good, although you will see the putty because the eyes are way too small. But yeah, and I did her face up, so I'm quite happy with how that turned out. She, her name is, I think, is Elvira, and it might also be Kate, but I think Elvira sounds better with her brother's name, because she has a brother. And that's the funny thing, because not only is her character really starting to form, just out of nothing, it just comes all naturally, all very quick. But this boy, my Dollshe boy, Reze, also decided to tell his story suddenly, all of a sudden, which is very funny because in the story he only feels safe and comfortable with Elvira, and he has anxiety and depression, and he only feels truly comfortable with her. So it's funny, his story is only coming out now that this girl arrived. And I always felt he had a story to tell, but it wasn't there yet. I knew it would come, but it didn't come out yet. And now it did. So I'm really happy with that. And this girl, yeah, it's very special that she did that, and that her story is also coming very fluently, very naturally, easily. It just comes. And so they are brother and sister. This girl is 18 years old and he is 17, so he's younger, even though he's very much taller than her. But yeah, that's very common in real humans, so that's okay. And they are orphans. Their parents died when this girl was 12, so Reze was 11. They lived in homes and host families since then, and they were separated since then. But their parents were very sweet, nice, very gentle people, very, very kind people. So they have lots of happy memories from that period of time. But they were separated since then. And Reze became depressed and had very bad anxiety, and he wouldn't leave his room, and he's just very down and depressed, moody, but he's still a very soft, gentle person, very, very kind, very soft-hearted, very sweet. But it's just that, yeah, he's just struggling a lot. And he loves to make music, and this girl is also creative, but she draws and she writes. This is a very dreamy girl, and she makes her own. She makes her own worlds in her head, and she writes it down and she draws it. And she is very independent, and she lives on her own. She has she loves, she likes being on her own. She doesn't like to be around other people, although this girl is not shy or fearful of people or scared, and she does not have anxiety or depression. She just does not want to be around a lot of people. And she is also very kind and gentle and soft, but she's also very strong. And if she doesn't like you, then she just ignores you. And you can't make her do something she does not want to do. And she's very much in control of herself. And she also lived in homes and host families. And she wanted to live on her own for a long time already. And then when she was 17, she started planning moving out on her own with her family, because they still kept in touch with the family of their parents, well, their family too. And they are also very kind, sweet, gentle people, very helpful. They're all very reserved. They're not very open. So there's not a lot of contact, but there is contact, and they're all always open to each other, always helpful each other. And they think of a place for her to live. They have been friends with a forester for a very long time, and because they have a little landscape in the middle of the forest. It used to be a little farmland. And there's a shed, and there's a water well, and nothing else. There's not even a road to that. And the forester is from that. He is from that forest, and he and the family think that she might want to live there, because even though there's no electricity or water or anything really, just the water well and the farmland and the old shed, she wants to live in nature. This girl just does not like to be inside in a room, sit around. She wants to be outside in the woods. She wants to walk around. She wants to be with nature and be free, feel free. And that house, it isn't a house, it's a shed. But they make it into a house. Well, she makes it into a house with the help of the forester. And the forester is a very kind man also, and he knows her. And he knows how much she is in touch with nature. So for him, it's actually quite of a big help that she's coming to live there. Because she's always around in the forest. She knows it actually better than him. So it's she's very helpful for him, that to have something that knows the forest better than you. And that's why he helps her make the house livable. And he also helps her with other things. And she helps him also with different things in the woods, and she's always open to help him with things. So she's actually sort of working for him. And he does not pay her for that or something, but he helps her with things, and he often brings her food in winter. And she grows her own crops on the little farmland that is still there. And there are also chickens there, but they just walk around freely in the woods. It's not like they're not fenced. They do have a little place to go inside when they're cold, but they just walk around. And the eggs and the vegetables she grows, she not only eats them, she also sells them near, not by her house, but more near the civilized world. There is a little place beside a road, a country road, and there is a little sign that says fresh vegetables and eggs, this many money, this price. And you can just, when you pass by, it's not a busy road, it's just a very quiet road, but when you pass it, you can just stop there, pick up what you want, leave money in a tiny little box, and there's also change in there if you don't have it exact amount of cash. And you just can take whatever you want and you pay it, and it's just very a trusting kind of business. It still exists here. I'm not sure if other people also around the world also know this concept, but it's still very common here that you just leave that beside the road. And she has that, and that money that she she makes with that, she buys stuff, because she can't grow all things herself, and she has to buy some things like the petroleum, because she has no the electricity. She has petroleum lamps, and she has petroleum a stove kind of thing that she makes water warm and she cooks on, and she has a wood stove for the heat, and she sleeps on a field bed, and it's just a very, very tiny home, very cozy home, and she's very happy there. She is extremely happy there. She feels just comfortable there. She doesn't need anything else. She doesn't need all kind of luxuries. She's just very comfortable there, very, very peaceful, and happy that she's able to live like that. And also the people around her, so her family and the forester and just everyone that knows her, is also very happy that she can live that way, and they're very happy they were able to help her live like that, so she can be happy. They don't need to see her often or something. They are just happy she's happy. That's all right with them. That makes everything good for them. She's very content that she has, that she lives like she lives. And when Reze was still in the homes, he often came to visit her, and they would just walk around in the woods, and it would actually be the only moment that he was outside. And he just came to peace. He just felt very calm when he was with her and safe. And they just didn't need to say a lot. They are both not speakers. They don't talk a lot. They just feel their presence, and that's all right. They just walk in silence, and that's very nice. And but Reze is very depressed, and that's only getting worse and worse and worse. And at a certain moment, he just doesn't want to leave his room anymore, and he's just very, very deep down depressed. So he has to be taken into hospital, into a psychiatric closed ward, to protect him from himself. And there he meets someone. He meets my sick girl, Tamara, who is also in there because she's very ill, and also, yeah, she's very ill. And she never meets her, but Tamara is just very sad, and she has given up on life and on everything. And Reze is just depressed. He hasn't given up on everything yet. He still has some hope somewhere left, but Tamara does not. She just has given up completely. And Reze is very protective of her. He wants to protect her, and it feels like she's a little sister to him. She's not, but it feels like that for him. But he can't really protect her, so that makes him very sad. And well, she is also very, very much tinier. She's very small. I think she will be like 13 years old or something. So yeah, and she cannot visit him there, and he cannot visit her because he's in a closed ward. And they miss each other tremendously, the moments they share. She lives too far away to go there regularly. And she doesn't have a phone. There isn't a reach in the woods, so it wouldn't. It would be pointless if she had one. And she writes letters to him, and he writes back, and that's actually the only way they contact each other. And she does visit him very, very rarely, maybe once or twice. And then they go outside and they walk along each other. They wander in the forest. And then it's like old times. And that makes them very happy that they can be with each other again. So that is the story for now. And I hope this video isn't too long. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm very happy with how it all is turning out, and I love this girl so much. Yeah, so bye!